Hello everybody, my name is Matthew Murtha and welcome to Learn Social, the place where we talk about things that are happening in our world. Cause, yeah. Today we're talking about Hong Kong and the effects of imperialism on it. Okay. What is imperialism? Well, by the definition of imperialism, it's the policy of extending the country's power by influencing through I can't speak that, or military force. It's that word right there. So here's a few facts about today in Hong Kong. Well, the GPA of Hong Kong is $38,123 and 52 cents American. So the capital's Victoria is the name of Hong Kong's capital, where Ling Tong Yang. I'm not sorry if I offend anyone in Hong Kong because I cannot speak. I'm an English speaker, so yeah. But they have a type of government, one country, two systems. That is a whole mess of a story. Pretty much, it's where they're combining British power and the Chinese power, and they're kind of mixing the two systems together. It's a really messy system, but it works. It has to be for this. And at the bottom line, if you can't see it, the population is 7.188 million. Wow. Well, okay. Anyways, let's move on. Oh, these are some maps. This is the old one about the different groups and colonies. Lay down. Sorry. And this is the new one that just shows you how all together they're. Lay down! Thank you. Okay, so yeah, these are just the two old maps. This is the one that shows you all the different territories and colonies they had. Not colonies, because it was a colony, no. All the different areas they had for, like, yeah, okay. Anyways, this here is Hong Kong today, which is also still a big mess, but whatever. I have a big. So now, England. Let's talk about England a bit. England was a big influencer within the old and new new imperialism. So new imperialism was about, I don't actually have the time here, but it was about around the 1600s when it started taking force. But yeah, England was it, and this is today's stat on England, by the way. I'm not going to go through them because all this you can easily find. No, it's not that. I forgot to remove that when I transferred it over. Oops, sorry. The head of state is Queen Elizabeth, and the type of government it is a constitutional monarchy, where here in Canada, we are a democratic monarchy, which means we still have taken power. We're still taking power from the Queen, but we have our own democratic system. So, constitutional monarchy is they have power, but the Queen is the top of the chain. So, yeah. And again, 53.01 million. Before England! Oh god, that hurts my throat. All my notes are screwed up. I have these papers here, but they're all screwed up, so. Yeah. Before England, which is the 7th. I was going to Egypt too, but no. Okay. Anyways, Hong Kong before England. In the 1600s to 1700s, Hong Kong, which the name actually means fragrant harbor. Wow. Was founded by British naval officers as a Western trading post for tea. Wow. Oh, nope, that's not one. I forgot they're all on that one side because I moved them. On August 23rd, 1839, the British captured Hong Kong from China. Why? Well, we'll get into that in a minute. I almost did it again. On January 20th, 1841, oh, there's a lot of words here. I pretty much have everything you see on here is on my notes, so don't worry about it. The Convention of Chupai, ceded the island of Hong Kong to Great Britain. Okay. On January 20th, 1841, the Convention of Chupai ceded the island of Hong Kong to Great Britain from China as part of the concussions of the Opium War. I'm not going to get into much of that. Sorry. Not going to get too much into that because the Opium War was a time where people in Hong Kong got access to opium, and then because opium's a drug and an addiction formed. Well, that addiction ended up causing a war because because Britain ended up not wanting to give opium back to Hong Kong, which in turn actually started smuggling, and then yada yada yada, boom boom boom. Okay. Anyway. It became a capitalist barrier opposed from the rest of China. If you did not know, China is I almost said it. Wait, no. That's different. Because there's something else. Never mind. Don't listen to me. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so it became a capitalist barrier opposed to the rest of China. The British won the first Opium War. Wow. Shockers. And forced China to open market to foreign trade. Britain soon established a formal police force commanded mostly by British officers. Hong Kong was to be returned to Chinese control in July 1997. Which they get. The key word there was supposed to. Or was to be, sorry. 6 days after that, 6 days after, Britain formally occupied Hong Kong, which Chinese ceased to be British. There's a lot of words here. August 29th, 1842, Britain and China signed the Treaty of Nanking and ended the Opium War. No more Opium War! Okay. The Treaty of Nanking opened port of I cannot. I'm so sorry, people. I cannot speak. Shangri-La to foreigners. It was about the events leading up to the. It was about the. Oh yeah, ports up to foreigners. It was about the events leading up to the Treaty of Nanking. So, what is? Let's talk for a minute and let's talk about this. What is colonialism? Well, colonialism, as you can see on there, is the practice of acquiring full or partial political control over another country, occupying it with settlers, and exploiting it economically. It's right there. With England. And my nose turned over. Yeah. Okay. On April 5th, 1843, Queen Victoria proclaimed. I didn't change it as black, but whatever. Proclaimed Hong Kong a British Crown colony. Pretty much a colony that has to follow the order of the Crown. So, Canada was one. You know, quite a few places that were one. I think America was one for a bit. Anyway. And then 1856 to 1858, the second Anglo-Chinese Opium War. Gosh darn it. Okay. Anyways, let's go past that. 4 years later, on June 9th, but just 6 days before my birthday. Well, not the year, just July. I mean June. July. So June 9th, 1898, China leased Hong Kong's new territories to Britain for 99 years by a convention signed by Peking, respecting an extension of the Hong Kong territory. New territories comprising of the area north of Kowloon up to the Shupsing River and 235 islands. I should probably, this is where I was at right here. Oh no, go back, don't go back. Go back, okay. Okay. 1949 to 1950, some, which is apparently 750,000 Chinese fled to Hong Kong as the communists took over the mainland. Yes, Chinese is communism. So just wrap your mind around that for a minute. Yeah. Okay. February 22nd, 1961, British Foreign Spec Officer Douglas Home sent in a top-secret letter to Defense Minister Harold Watkin that it must be fully obvious that the Americans. I'm gonna try that again. It must be fully obvious to the Americans that Hong Kong is indefensible by conventional means, and that in an event of a Chinese strike, nuclear strikes against China would be the only alternative to complete abandonment of the colony. The document was made public in 2006. I was 6 years old. 1984. On December 19th, British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher and Chinese Premier Zhao Ziyang signed an accord to return Hong Kong to Chinese sovereignty on June 1st, 1997. Huh. I wonder if there's something to this 1987. Chinese pledged to grant Hong Kong a high degree of an autonomy and permit it to retain its capitalist system for 50 years. This laid down the ground for Hong Kong's basic law. Let's go here. Quick note. The basic law was drafted in accordance to the Sino-British Joint Declaration on the question of Hong Kong. It was signed between the Chinese and British governments on December 19th, 1984. This basic law stipulates the basic policies of the PRC. I don't think I have that down what that is, do I? No, I don't. Okay. Oops, sorry. PRC, which is the I'm not going. Before I say something wrong, I'm not going to say it. Towards Hong Kong special administration. It's right here. If you can read, I'll leave it for a second. I don't feel like reading this whole blurb. And in accordance of the one country, two systems principle, socialism practiced in the PRC would not be extended to Hong Kong. Instead, Hong Kong would continue its previous capitalist system in the way of life for 50 years after 1997. a number of freedoms and rights of Hong Kong residents were also protected under basic law. That's the basic law right there, by the way. Let's go back. What's the day? Ooh. June 30th, 1997. One day before they had to return. The Union Jack was lowered for the last time over Government House as Britain prepared to hand the colony back to China after ruling it for 156 years. The 1st Battalion, Black Watch, or the Royal Highland Regiment, became the last unit to leave Hong Kong. July 1st, 1997. Hong Kong reverted to Chinese rule after 156 years as a British colony. Britain relinquished Hong Kong as a colonial territory, and China became master. Many rights were guaranteed for 50 years after a Sino-British treaty. I'm not going to try to pronounce these right, just so you know. Yeah, okay. With England! Oh, wait. I already did it with England. After England! Here's a few of the stories that I just found and I thought it was interesting. And these are to show how life has been in Hong Kong after England. So, here's a few of the aftermath stories in Hong Kong. July 6, 1998, the new Hong Kong International Airport at Chek Lap Kong welcomed to its first commercial flight. President Clinton flew in here a week prior to the official opening. The $20.6 billion project was built on reclaimed land off the western coast of Lantau Island. The inefficient coordination led to chaos on the first day. In January Okay then. Thanks, buddy, for interrupting me. Okay. January 1999, an appeals court ruled that basic law of Hong Kong regards to the residency extended of illegitimate children and children born before the parents acquired Hong Kong residency. And then July 1st, 2003, in Hong Kong, in the Article 23, I should have done Article 23 because that's what it is, measure targeting crimes against state to hundreds of thousands of people into the streets as protests overshadowed the 6th anniversary of handover territory from Britain to China. September 5th, 2003, in Hong Kong, Hung Chi-Hwa withdrew his government conversational Article 23 internal security bill. So he just took it out and was like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So now, it's question time. So now, if you don't know what question time is, these are these are a few questions that I'm asking about this. Also, I will be asking you guys I want you guys to put down in the comments below what you think about Hong Kong and these. So, Hong Kong, China, and Britain about these questions. So, first one. What was the social conditions before European colonization? Well, Hong Kong was actually having problems with addiction and they weren't the most stable system. So that was the problem. And then you can tell that with the opium wars that it got so bad, it was really bad. And then there's the threat of them actually being 100% communism. in the end, they are going to go back to that just because of because of China. But yeah, what changed under European command? Well, first of all, buddy, lay down, please, you're making so much noise. Lay down. Sorry, guys. Okay. Well, what changed under European command? The trade system, for one. The trade system and the form of government is obviously the two that they changed, because the government, under the rule, they went from being communism to more constitutional, which in turn adds the ability to figure it out. I'm just comparing my two things. Okay. And I think they're for the better too. They changed the trade system, so now Hong Kong has one of the Hong Kong actually has one of the best economies in the world. So how and why did the nation be able to get independence? Well, after the deal with China expired, China realized that it's going to be hard changing Hong Kong back to the Chinese system, and it might be a bit dangerous at the time because they'll be with a bunch of chickens with their head cut off. Yeah. Okay. Now it's how might the conditions in this country today impact imperialism? Well, now that it's very powerful and market-wise, it can have devastating effects under the wrong people. So, and as well as the fact that it's a big epicenter of activity, and it's one of the most well-known places with one of the most diverse cultures. So now we have here's the last question, and this is the one I want you guys to answer. Did imperialism of Hong Kong ultimately improve the lives who were colonized? I do believe so, because because they're thriving. And I wouldn't be surprised if the market crashes now as they're transitioning back to the Chinese system. Because let's be honest, as they're transferring back, there's going to be a lot of oopses and ahs. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more and leave a like, and please subscribe for more awesome videos. Leave a like for more of these informational speeches about nations and how imperialism screwed them over. So yeah, I'm Matthew Marthaler, and until next time, bye bye.